It's Tattoo Critique, episode 5. Our first piece is from Simon. Simon says, I've been apprenticing for 2 years now. I would love to do more black and gray, but haven't done a lot of it. So I will send one picture of that and other pictures of the work I currently do. So if we take a look at Simon's work real quick, if we take a look at this piece right here, this is the stuff that Simon does on the regular. He sent several other pieces very similar to it. They were phenomenal. I really like them. I think they're just clean. They're done really well. And I got nothing to say against it. Now he also sent us this piece here, which is some shading, some black and gray shading that he's working on. He doesn't get to do a lot of it, so let's dive in and take a look at that one. All right, Simon, I'm going to go ahead and say I think for something you don't do a lot of, it looks pretty good. I like that you have some different tones here and there. We got some light shading in here, and some nice blending as it comes down out of here. So overall, I think it is pretty decent. Again, for me, and this is just for me, because I like a lot of black in my work because it creates a bit more contrast. I would leave everything you currently have, but I would sell those black points a little harder. Sell this in here. Bring that black down just a little bit further. Don't be afraid of it. Up here, the same thing. Wherever you have black, just bring it a little harder and a little further, and then you can bring your tones out a little bit more. Back in here, maybe we could have just a little touch as it comes down this way. But continue at it. You're going down the right road. And I appreciate you sending both those in. Our next piece is from Levi. Levi said, this is the first and only tattoo I have done. I want to get way more into it. Everyone told me it's really good, but I don't really like it. Tell me what you think and be honest. Thanks, Levi. All right, Levi. You want me to be honest? Let's get into it. Let's dive in and take a look. Let's start with something that's not too bad. So again, I'm going to draw your attention right here. This is pretty well packed in black. Up here, it seems pretty packed in as well. It doesn't seem to be damaged anywhere, too traumatized, if you will. Unfortunately, that's kind of where things stop. As you can see, these lines, they got a bit of a shake to them. They're not quite smooth all throughout here. Up here, we got quite a bit of blood coming out. And now I understand some people will get blood when they line, and it's not a big deal. But for me, I'm not a big fan of that. That means I'm doing excessive amount of work. That means my machine is hurting the skin more than it has to. You shouldn't get that kind of a blood output on a line. In my opinion, you're probably running too fast, moving too slow, something's off. The other thing I noticed here throughout this piece is I don't think you're stretching the skin. And I'm gonna say that because if we zoom in on this, I'm not sure what it says, but if we zoom in on this, you can see that these lines, it's almost like the needle is bouncing off the skin. You weren't getting a good stretch as you ran these lines across all the way through here. And this name really sells it to me that you probably were not stretching the skin properly. And that could be a huge problem. That alone can lead to a lot of the issues people are having. What I would say is get off the skin for a while. Get on some fake skin, get on some other stuff. You got to experience what tattooing real skin felt like. Now it's time to take that experience and go backwards and mess around with some fake skin or something and just get comfortable moving your hand around and what have you. Again, I'm not sure if this right here is supposed to be shading or if it's meant to be black. There's just a lot of things that are off here from a viewing standpoint. So as a whole, it seems like packing black is not a major issue for you. Your problem is aligning and everything else. So the biggest thing to do is remember, stretch the skin. It's the, again, so overlooked. Stretch the skin, stretch the skin. As tight as you can get it, and those needles are going to have a much easier time penetrating the skin. If you don't have a stretch, they're going to bounce, they're going to hit, you're going to end up with these like gray, ugly line that you're going to try to go over again, and you're going to do the same thing over and over, and you're not going to get a result you want. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't be messing around with skin right now. You have some things to learn, some things to work on. Don't mess around with skin. Again, you got to feel it, you understand it, move on. But thanks for sending that in, and I hope other people are able to take a look at this and go, oh, okay, I should probably take a step back as well, or whatnot. So again, thank you for sending that in. Just a reminder that tattoo guides are out and available. Links in the description. All the proceeds are donated to the Asheville County Dream Center, where they're feeding the homeless and just helping people in need in the area. It's a real thing, and I really, really appreciate it, and thank all of you who have supported the cause. So back to the show. Our next piece is from Joshua. Joshua says he's been tattooing for 1 year. What he's learned from watching our videos. Okay, Joshua sent in several pieces. I just grabbed a couple of those so we can take a look at them right now. So let's dive in and take a look. So this is the first one Joshua had sent in. And I have to say, the color in there is pretty decent. It's vibrant. It doesn't look like it's going to necessarily go anywhere. It looks well packed in here. I don't see any serious openings or whatnot. I think the struggle comes in here is in the lining. If we zoom in here, we can really start to see that these lines aren't really punched in there too well. I'm not sure what this is right here either. They're a little scratchy here and there. We got a double line here. They definitely look like they've been gone over a few times, and they may not be stretching the skin as well. But you see that throughout the piece a little bit here. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. The lining isn't like, oh my gosh, stop. No, nothing like that. It's just if I had to pick something here, the color, I think that's going to evolve with time. But the lining is something you might need to work on. So let's take a look at the other one real quick. What is it?
A lion type. A lion shark.
Lion shark?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you. I like the concept here. He's pretty cool. And again, the color, I like the color choices. Could it be cleaned up a bit? Of course, but I think you're going to learn that as time goes on. For me, again, we come back to those lines. They're close, you know. You see them all throughout here. Even these little lines inside, we tend to overlook those because they're not main lines, but they're very important to the overall look of the piece when it's all said and done. Same out here, we have what looks to be just a lot of, you know, really rough kind of lining here and there. But again, that's what I would work on. That's what I would work on. I think your color packing, the color and all that jazz is just going to develop with time. Continue to push that, but work on the lining. But I thank you for sending those in. Our next piece is from Kelsa. Kelsa's always been in art. They got a super new machine and just really jumped in on a friend's skin without even really knowing how to turn the thing on. It has been fun, and here's some of their work. Now, they did send a couple other pieces that were a little bit better, but not by a whole lot. I think they were being honest, though, and saying they really didn't know what they were doing. Now, clearly, they didn't watch my channel very long because we don't encourage that sort of thing. If you really want to do this right, there is some kind of a process. It's called practice before we jump right into skin, learn our equipment, learn all these different little things, and then as we evolve, slowly move up. But nonetheless, I just wanted to show this, and thank you for sending this in, Kelsa, because I think it's, again, going to help other people to realize what will happen if you just jump into doing things. If you don't take the time to figure stuff out, this is what you'll end up with, and unfortunately, it's just a hot mess. We'll dive in, we'll take a quick look at it, but I think you guys know what is going on here. Okay, here we are. Again, I don't really know that there's much that needs to be said here. There is just everything in one going on. Clearly, they probably started and didn't stretch the skin, didn't do anything, just kind of went, and the line was like, oh, it's not there, it's messy, let me do it again. And then maybe they started scratching that sucker in there. I don't even know. You got some overbeat areas here, same here. I don't know. I don't know what made you want to do this. I'm going to guess there was no stencil, being that this is just sort of written in here. Wow. Okay. I hope you learned something, though. I hope that you experienced something, maybe got more respect for tattooing. I don't know. But clearly, you have to work on everything. Just everything. You said it yourself. Everything needs to be done. Line needs to be done. You need to worry about how to use your machine. There's a lot going on. So you did send in some other work and you had some other questions, but I wouldn't even worry about any of that. Take a big step backwards and work on that lining some more. I think that you did improve here and there in some of those pieces, but as a whole, no, shouldn't be on skin. Back it up. And this is just my opinions, but again, that's what I'm going to say about that one. But I do thank you for sending it in, because I do believe even work that is, you know, not good can help other people. So that's the goal here, is to help you, show you what is good, show you what is bad, show you what is like, hey, they're going in a direction or whatnot. Just try to show you different things. I don't want to just show you a bunch of bad stuff and a bunch of great stuff. We're trying to show you a little bit of everything so you can gauge where you need to be and what you need to do. But again, thank you for sending that in. Sorry about the audio. I had no idea that my main mic wasn't plugged in, so my bad. Our next piece is from Sabrina. Sabrina says, thank you for all your videos to help me learn to tattoo for the last 6 months. She's a full-time artist in animation. She's worked since 2012 on adult shows like Rick and Morty. She also deals with self-doubt and some other things when it comes to what to charge and when to charge and whatnot. But we're going to mainly just talk about your work here today. So as we look through some of these pieces, I have to say they look really good. They're polished, they're clean, the lines are crisp, the black is in there really nicely. And I like that you didn't try to overdo it here in your learning process. You focused on black, focused on clean lines, proper line weight. Even in the B there, the lines are really nice. They're kind of small, but they're done well. The parts where you do have some shading, it's in there nicely. So again, I think you are doing fantastic for 6 months in. It's clean. Some people just even like just black and, white, black and skin tattoos. And for those, I think you're right in there. Now, I know that you want to work on some color and some other stuff, but I will say for right now, from what you've sent me and what we're looking at here, I think you're doing a fantastic job. I don't even think there's any purpose to really dive in and look at these because we're probably going to find some real small things, but overall, good job. Take that self-doubt and crush it a little bit more because you're going there. You're in that direction. Just keep at it and understand that, it's a patience game. It's a time game. And in time, you'll be where you want to be. But right now, you're doing fantastic. There's nothing negative I have to say about it. So keep killing it. What do you think about this one?
It looks good.
What is that?
A bug.
A what?
A wasp.
A wasp? Yeah, probably
that sharp thing.
That sharp thing on his butt, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. If you want to send in your work, you can send it to artmesomething@gmail.com. That's artmesomething@gmail.com. That's the only place I'll be taking your work from for these videos. I just want to thank everybody who sent in their work. If you enjoyed the video, guys, give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you get notifications of when we post and whatnot. Until next time, peace.